can you not be romantic about a first-time All-Star?
9.
9, thank you. I mean,
hard not to be romantic about Jacob Latz.
Yeah, very, very hard. We'll get to that in a second. But the Rangers do lose 2 of 3 over the weekend. They still won 7 of 10. We come in here thinking the sky's falling because you dropped the final 2 after the win on Thursday. But at the end of the day, you've won 7 of 10. You put yourself in a position to where, you can lose back-to-back games, still be 500, still have, the playoffs in your sights.
Just frustrating when it's a bad team. And that it always seems to be a bad team that handles you.
You're still 1 up on the final wild card spot. The problem is, going into the 4th of July, you were 3 up on the final wild card spot. Now you're just 1 up over Houston. And that sucks. Houston, I thought we were done with them.
Yep.
But they have not played terrible baseball over the last month. And here they are, find themselves a game out of the wild card. And Minnesota, to their credit, really, I was not a thrill with their hire of their manager because, a retread from Pittsburgh. I would have thought, my guy Bandy would have gotten one.
Yeah,
I would have thought that he would have gotten an interview. So Minnesota's done a nice job as well. But to lose 2 of 3 to Detroit, a team going nowhere. The only place Detroit's going is the trade deadline. That's it. They got some good young players.
By the way, you mentioned Houston. 6 of their last 7 series they've won, including they just took 2 out of 3 from Tampa Bay.
Wow. And Tampa had won.
Tampa's one of the really good teams out there right now.
They had been hot. I mean, Tampa was like 10 days ago, like 3 back of the Yankees. Now they're 4 up.
Yeah, Tampa's best record in the American League. They're behind Milwaukee and the Dodgers for best in the Major League Baseball. They are 31-12 at home.
But Detroit's got some nice young players. McGonigal's really good. Riley Green's a good player.
Casey Mize is a good player.
Yeah, they got some. They've got some nice pieces and they're not winning this year. And they're going to wind up trading Skubal, and they're going to get a load for him. But this is going to be a pretty decent roster, coming up here that they've got over the next couple of years. So the Rangers do drop 2 of 3 to the Tigers. And then, they got the day off today, and then they got host Anaheim, or the Los Angeles, whatever they want to call themselves now, the Angels. I know there's talk in L.A., Anaheim, that if they want to get any refurbishments done to the stadium, that they've got to change their name again.
Gosh.
And call themselves the Anaheim Angels and not the Los Angeles Angels. Otherwise, the city of Anaheim isn't going to pony up the money for them. Why don't you just go back to California? The California Angels. That's still the best name they've ever had.
California Angels was good.
It's a good name.
I liked it, but they wouldn't. They had to go ruin it, and that's just what they do. I'll tell you what. This is.
And by the way, that's a good pitching matchup tomorrow night. If you're going out to the game, and I'm trying to go. We're trying to go.
Whoa.
We're trying to go. If you go out to the game, this is one of those games like, okay, got a good pitching matchup. It's DeGrom and Soriano. 2 guys, ZRA is under 3.5. It's a good pitching matchup.
It's a good setup. Boy, how often is it that you get 2 off days in 4 days in Major League Baseball?
It's almost unheard of because you can't.
Yeah. I mean,
the off days are usually Monday or Thursday. So unless you're doing a 2-game series, you would never get 2 off days in 4 days.
Yeah, I'm trying to see here. They've had 1, 2.
I guess you could do a Thursday, Monday, like Thursday on the back end and Monday on the front end of the week.
Yeah,
but other than that, you never see that because they don't want to. They only get 20 of them a year. They don't want to waste them.
With the All-Star break worked in there, the Rangers are going to have 9 off days over the course of about 40 days, 41 days, something like that. That's a ton to have even around the All-Star break. 9 off days in 41 days.
That's a lot. One every 4 days?
That's ridiculous. Well, it's because of the 4-day All-Star break in there. So when they get up to, but still, even with that means they've had in the last, starting like from today, within the last month, they've had 5 off days. Yeah, which is a ton.
No excuse for your pitching then, not to be on point.
Yeah, everybody should be rested and ready to go.
Absolutely. So that's coming up tomorrow right here on the Fan. We mentioned we have a first-time All-Star.
Here comes Latz. And that's in there for a called third strike. Caught him looking at a fastball. The Rangers hold on and win the opener in this 4-game set, the final 6-5.
Hicksy with the call. Jacob Latz is your Lone Ranger representative. Every Major League team has to have a rep, and Jacob Latz is that for the Texas Rangers.
Holy smokes.
Making his first ever All-Star. This is cool. This is very, very cool. And I guess it looks like he's like an MLB pick.
Yeah, he was like one of the reserve picks.
So they have the fan vote, and then the players can vote a player in, right? You get a player vote, and there's an MLB vote, and the MLB pick it was Jacob Latz, and awesome for him. And look, obviously the team finds themselves in the thick of things on the cusp of first place, though. You know, it's a second place team. They're tied with Seattle and for the White Sox among teams that are a game out of first place or less, or meaning it could be in first, that just has one rep.
Yeah, this is a lone rep this year. Now, obviously, there was
White
a push.
Sox have one, Seattle has one.
There was a push there for a little while. People wanted Zeke Duran in there. Zeke hit a cold slump, and that probably kind of killed his chances a little bit. But there's a lot of people upset about Josh Jung not being in there. Josh Jung is 8th among third basemen in the American League in WAR. I think he's 7th in home runs. He was higher in OPS than I thought. It was home runs that he was lower on because he's only got 9 home runs this year. But I think he leads. If he doesn't lead the AL in doubles, he's like right near the top. So, I mean, he's just been a big singles and doubles guy this year. But third leading batter in the American League isn't on there, and we're not even talking about it. But, I mean, gosh, he's the third leading batter, and I think Chop, his OPS is like 810, even as somebody who's the third leading batter in the American League, which is just nuts to think about.
He is tied for 5th in Major League Baseball in doubles, but tied for 1st in the American League with Ernie Clement, second baseman at Toronto. And Toronto did a good job of stacking the box anyway, the ballot box. I'll say this. I was a little disappointed because in a year where listen, this is what's happened this year. Aaron Judge voted in as a starter. He's going to miss the game with injury. Mike Trout voted in as a starter, currently on the injured list. He's hoping to play. Jose Ramirez is having his worst season, is also on the injured list with a hand. Cal Raleigh, batting average under 200. And it's disappointing that... Also, by the way, Vlad Jr., didn't you have the stat?
He has, I don't know if I don't think he's homered in the last couple days. So he had not homered. He has not homered at Rogers Center since like August 18th, I think, of last year, which is insane.
It's insane.
If you've hit a home run at Rogers Center this year, anybody who's done it, which there's a lot of random nobodies who have done it, you've hit more home runs at Rogers Center than Vladimir Guerrero Jr. had.
So Vlad, Julio Rodriguez...
And he still has not hit one, even in recent days.
Gunnar, Altuve, they're having years that are below their normal years. And you still only got one. You still only got one in. And guys we've seen around the sport, like Bobby Jr. and Nick Kurtz and McGonigal and Bazana and Schlittler and Messick, these are all young players who have stepped up and made the squad. And you got a ton of young guys in the American League squad. To not see Wyatt take the leap is disappointing.
Yeah.
Like, he's a guy that should be in this group. Like, there's no reason that Wyatt Langford isn't mentioned with Bobby Jr. And, well, we'll leave Bobby Jr. out of it, because I think he's on a different tier. But with Nick Kurtz and McGonigal and Pisana, I don't know. There's no reason why he's not mentioned with these guys.
And maybe we would be talking about him in those terms if he were healthy this year, because he was playing like it. In June, he was playing like it. When he came back, he was
raking, man.
We mentioned this while you were out. Wyatt Langford was, during that course from when he got back from the DL or the IL, when he got back, that 20 days that he played, he was the same batter or a little bit above all of Shohei Ohtani's splits. at the plate. Wow. So he was essentially Ohtani for that stretch, which, by the way, we figured this out. Do you know the longest stretch of games now in 3 years that Wyatt Langford has played?
61 games.
It's like 42 without missing a game. And then the next closest is like 31. I mean, he basically misses, if it's injury, rest, whatever else, he does not give you more than he's not crossed 50 games in a row yet in his career, which is that's a bad sign.
Ugh.
You said he'd be Trout.
I mean, and you know what? He's as injured as Mike Trout.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
That's what it is. And you know what both have in common? They are both so muscly.
Yeah, they are bricks, dude.
They're so finely tuned that they just, I mean, maybe there is something to it. Maybe you can be too in shape. I don't know.
Yeah. Can I give you something on Latz again real quick?
Please. I mean, he deserves all the praise.
So Jacob Latz, I don't know about you. Have you yet gone on his Savant page and just been like, what is this? Like, why is he so dominant? Is there anything that like shows up that goes, oh, he's doing this different or whatever else?
To me, it's that he is a closer with starter stuff. He's a starter repertoire that's pitching one inning.
That's what Corey Majors was saying.
As a starter, you have to hold your pitches. You can't. When John Smoltz does a game, he's like, you know what? This guy's not going to make it past the fifth inning because he has shown every single one of his pitches in the first inning. Mm-hmm. But when you're only facing a team one time through the order, you could do that. And he's only facing three hitters, and obviously at a minimum. So he could get away with using all of his repertoire and not having to worry about a second and third at bat.
So I was looking at some of his pitches and like what he was having effectiveness with and things like that. So the only thing that's a little different, and it's not substantially different, but every year he has increased his curveball usage, which the curveball's been good for him. I don't think I realized how good the curveball's been for him this year. So throughout his career, from 2023 up through now, he threw, these are his curveball percentages, 4.2, 5, 6.4. He's thrown it 8.5% this year. So he's ticking it up a little bit every year. So far this year, batters are 0 for 13 against his curveball, and it's been responsible for 9 strikeouts.
Good.
It's good. Like you're talking about, he has, and every year his curveball's generally been effective. It's just he hasn't mixed it in as much as he is this year, and he's been getting a ton of really, like it's becoming somewhat of an out pitch for him. And when you look at the way he's thrown it in previous years, in the past, he had, because when you throw the curveball, obviously it's, for it to be registered as an at-bat, it can't just be you threw it in the at-bat. It has to be, it was the batted ball that got out or a hit or a wall. It was like the fourth ball or the third strike. That's how it counts as one of your at-bats when the ball's registered like that. So he had gotten, so far to this point, he had only thrown 11 curveballs through the first 3 years that were registered as like, that's how the at-bat ended, was on the curveball. This year, he's had 14 at-bats end with the curveball. So he's like surpassed that. He's using it more as like an out pitch to get guys out. And like I said, 9 strikeouts this year on the curveball, when in the past few years before that, he had 2 strikeouts the previous 3 years on his curveball. So that curve's become more of an out pitch for him.
It's working good for him. Diamond
Calves here on the Fan.